Hey, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Appreciate your support. Shout out to the 19. So I want to talk a little bit about WNBA free agency since really the flurry has died down. We're basically at the end of it. Not, of course, that there won't be roster moves coming up, but I want to just kind of do a quick video on a couple of the biggest winners and losers. And then probably as we head into get closer to the season, get closer to the season, maybe I'll do a deeper dive into specific teams and rosters and so forth. But I just want to kind of do an overview on couple winners, couple losers. We got teams stacking chips. They're stacking chips like at a poker table, heading to the finals, and others, well, oh man, they're folding before we even see the flop. So let's break it. Let's break it down. First up, obviously, we're going to talk about the Indiana Fever a little bit. They had a fantastic offseason on paper. We always have to wait and see how these things look. And a lot of people were torching the Eagles for their offseason. Now we're looking back thinking, wow, that was the greatest free agency and draft ever. So we will see what happens. But the Fever definitely went from, hey, swept in the first round to this is one of those teams that is a legit title contender. This is a team that could win it, and they did that in one offseason. Obviously, signed DeWanna Bonner, signed Natasha Howard. These are vets who have been around the block, who have been to all-star games, DeWanna Bonner just recently, and they can still hoop. Then they go and trade for Sophie Cunningham. Sophie Cunningham is a baller. She can snipe from downtown. She's aggressive. She can run the court, play D, and let's face it, she is one of the players that gets as fired up and in your face as Caitlin Clark does. They're very similar. To me, they're very similar emotionally on the court. They also, of course, re-signed Kelsey Mitchell, and sometimes I think that goes under the radar when we talk about free agency because Kelsey, yeah, they court her, but Kelsey could have said, nah, I'm out. Trade me, just like Kelsey Plum did, Satu Sabali. So re-signing Kelsey, big deal as well. Absolute speed demon. She's the Batwoman of buckets herself, whether it's getting to the hoop or firing from three. She can do a little bit of all of it. And you can tell that the Fever said, hey, you know what? We have a window. We've got Caitlin Clark, and we have a window. And that window has to happen now, especially with being in doubt next season with the CBA and all that. So let's make 2025 when we start counting rings. And let's face it, when they got Sophie, the real Barbie, just unloading, that was a huge bonus because just unloading Melissa Smith, huge positive in and of itself. I mean, let's close your eyes. Imagine, right? Caitlin's dropping dimes, those full court, three-quarter court dimes to Bonner, Mitchell, Howard, Boston. And it's funny, while Bonner is the only current all-star they added, although, again, I guess you could say Kelsey Mitchell, but she did play for the Fever last year. Bonner is the only all-star they added, and she's, what, 37? The Ops are pretending this team is a super team, seeing people calling them the Avengers. So you know what? Why not just embrace it? Why not just embrace it? The Indiana Fever, it's wild. They may be the most loved villain team in all of sports. I guess since it's the MCU, I guess that makes Caitlin Clark Kent Tony Stark. Just with better jumpers and, fewer bad decisions. Because, oh, Tony. Anyway, the Fever absolutely serious about contending. They've got the pieces now to make a lot of noise and a possible run to a title without a doubt. Let's get into a loser. And this one is fun to do because it is the Las Vegas the Las Vegas Aces. This is a team falling apart. This is a team falling apart faster than my Wi-Fi during a storm, right? So what the heck happened to the Aces? Well, Asia Wilson and Coach Becky Hammon, man, they're out here running this show like it is Mean Girls basketball edition, right? They have already lost their 2026 first round pick because of the Derek Hamby drama. Yep, already lost that pick. And now their depth, poof, gone. They lost 2 coaches. They lost Kate Martin and 2024 sixth player of the year, Tiffany Hayes, to Golden State. They lost 2023 sixth player of the year, Alicia Clark, who went out to Seattle. And of course, we know they lost Sydney Colson, a fan favorite in Vegas, who bolted to none other than the Indiana Fever. Kelsey Plum wanted out. And she forced a trade to the Los Angeles Sparks, which brought the Aces Jewell Loyd. Now look, Jewell's solid. Jewell can have amazing games, but she's no Kelsey Plum. It's like trading a Ferrari for a really nice used Toyota. Still runs. The vibe's a little off. Not quite sure that Jewell Loyd fits with the Las Vegas Aces and A'ja Wilson. She's a high-volume shooter. She's streaky as hell. It's going to be interesting to see if that oil-water mix with A'ja can take off consistently at a high level. Because I'm telling you, at this point, the Aces locker room is more like a reality TV show. Yep, that's right. I'm throwing in another one. Survivor Vegas. Asia's over there like, you're either with me, bowing down to my queenness, because my goodness, this crown is heavy and you will respect it, or you're traded. And of course, Hamlin's just over there cackling in the corner like the green girl in Wicked. So anyway, yes, it's okay if I laugh at my own jokes. Someone has to do it. The Aces, flat out mess. The depth's gone. The chemistry, we will see. Loyd's fit, we will see. This dynasty's got cracks. And I don't mean the good kind, like the Liberty Bell. It's got bad cracks. Another winner. We got 2 more, folks. We're rolling. Another winner. Seattle Storm. And this is wild. This is wild because I did not think I would ever be saying that about this team at this point. They were a mess at the end of the season. Players wanted out, like Jewell Loyd. They had the whole investigation with the coach and bullying and all of that. A lot of drama. Only like half the team was signed at the end of the season. So then again, I guess now that I say all that again as a reminder, I guess anything is going to make them look like a winner in the offseason. I think they actually did a little better than that. Jewell Loyd won it out. Storm didn't panic. They didn't give away the store. They kind of turned it into a little bit of gold by snagging the number 2 pick in the draft. That is a W for the Seattle Storm when you've got a player like Jewell who's made it public that she wants gone and you are going to trade her because you lose all leverage. Then a big one, because people didn't know this was going to happen. They re-signed Gabby Williams. That is like the Fever re-signing Kelsey Mitchell. And they re-signed Nneka Agwam. I almost did it again. Agwumike. Oh, I so much love her name the other way. I'm sorry. They brought back Alicia Clark from the Aces, and they traded for Lexi Brown as well, who, by the way, can actually shoot from the outside, which is shocking for Seattle. And as we know, they not only signed Erica Wheeler, they signed Katie Lou Samuelson. This team now has some depth. A team that you thought, where is their roster, now has some depth to it. Jewell's leaving. Cool. We'll just build a better team by lunch. The Storm, I will say, the Storm played chess this offseason while a lot of other teams were stuck on checkers. I mean, not everyone, obviously. The Indiana Fever played a whole nother level of checkers. They played 4D. But Seattle's looking okay now. They're reloaded. They've got a balanced roster. They've got the number 2 pick. And we've got one more loser before we close this one out. And yes, we're going to talk about the Connecticut Sun real quick. We already did a video about Marina, so we kind of know what a mess they are. But man, they are absolutely the poster child for what are we even doing right now. Traded Alyssa Thomas to Phoenix. So we're thinking rebuild, right? Especially when then you had unrestricted free agent DeWanna Bonner jump ship to Indiana. Brianna Jones, unrestricted free agent, jump ship as well. They shipped DeJounte the Mustard Carrington to Dallas. Except then they didn't fully commit. This looks like a complete rebuild, but they didn't fully commit. So now they're in like this really bad place of, well, no man's land. They got a weak return for Thomas. No offense, Natasha Cloud, but, you know, she's not Alyssa Thomas. They're stuck with Natasha Cloud. They said they're not going to trade Marina Mabrey, so they've kept Cloud. They got Cloud. They're keeping Mabrey. two vets on, I believe, on 1-year deals who don't really fit a tanking plan. And look, let's face it, we know Natasha Cloud is really unhappy about how Phoenix did her dirty because she thought she'd be ending her career there. She cannot be happy going from one of the best franchises that she was happy with, but also one of the best franchises in terms of how they treat players, training facilities and all that, to one of the worst, if not the absolute worst in that respect. And we already know, because I did that video, Mabry's like, get me out of town. This is a disaster organization. I don't know what the Sun are doing right now. And they do not even have their 2026 first round pick. So they would have to tank this year. And then next year as well, the 2027 draft class, which is Juju Watkins. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they're doing at this point. But I mean, the Connecticut Sun, it's like watching a bad poker hand with a bad poker player, right? Oh, I've got a 2 and a 7. The flop is ace, king, jack, another ace on the turn. But maybe, just maybe, I'm going to bluff my way to the finals. Spoiler alert, you will not. Oh, man, the Suns are, like I said, the Suns are in no man's land. Half rebuilding, half pretending they're a competitive team. Absolute disaster. Look, if teams are either winners or losers, of course there are more. We'd have to split it all the way down, but I wanted to go through kind of for the big one and not make this incredibly long, give you an overview of that. And, I already did a sort of breakdown of the Sparks in a previous video, and they're definite winners. So maybe, like I said, going forward, I'll start doing maybe individual teams or kind of group it like this with 2, 3, or 4 at a time. We'll see how that goes, see what you all want. But one of these teams needs to pick up the phone and call Kennedy Carter. Yes, she has problems. And look, everyone knows I've called her out on those problems. But she is a top 2 shooting guard in the W, just from her ability on the court. And I see a lot of clowns on teams. If they have roster spots, Kennedy Carter should have a roster spot. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think these teams are winners or losers? And hey, before I even do others, if you want to roll down, just go through the league and let me know winner, loser, and let me know what you think, or give them grades, what have you. I'll be happy to read through those, as I always do. Appreciate you checking this out. As always, I will talk to you in a future video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I will talk to you later.